If you're watching this on Christmas Day, then I hope you had a good day. Because I'm not. Christmas is officially cancelled. Hello, welcome to Brain Spill, the laziest show on the internet. My name is Tank and, well, in the script I was originally going to do a bit where I started tearing down the decorations, but I'm actually recording this in November, so I'd tear it all down and then have to put them all back up again. It's just not worth it. So yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Yes, today's video topic is about the time where Christmas was cancelled, and I'm not talking about cancelled on Twitter, I mean straight up cancelled. And I know what your first question is, because it was mine as well. Why would anyone want to cancel Christmas? Well, I'll tell you, and if you decide to spend your Christmas break watching some random guy on the internet talk about history, then you've come to the right place. We have to go back, and so far back that it was celebrated even before the days of that dude Jesus that dropped on the scene. Europeans would celebrate light and birth in the darkest days of winter, when the sun goes down at like 3 in the afternoon and it's bitterly cold. I guess you have to find some solace in the fact that you're living in very dark times at the coldest time of the year. Praising the sun is more than just a meme. This is the winter solace, and people celebrate it as a way to look forward to brighter days ahead. And well, I could go on for hours and talk about how the winter solace is celebrated throughout the rest of the world. But honestly, I think my viewer retention would go through the floor if that happened, so let's just stick to the topic at hand here. We're going to fast forward to the 17th century, where King Charles I of England was executed by the hand of parliamentarians under the military mastermind Oliver Cromwell, who basically rolled in and just took over. What a nice place to drop in on a friendly Christmas story. This was all part of a long-winded English civil war that occurred between primarily two sides, the Royalists and the Parliamentarians. During the wars, Oliver Cromwell had managed to elevate himself into a very senior position and eventually headed up the army for the Parliamentarians, and due to his leadership, they eventually took the victory. And well, killing the king in those days got you quite a lot of clout, hence why a lot of people know Cromwell these days. However, even after the execution of King Charles, England was a very fractured and unstable place. But from 1645, Oliver Cromwell and his new Puritan forces wanted to right the wrongs of Britain, which included ridding it of its decadence, which included Christmas. Many people at the time saw Christmas as extravagant, wasteful and unnecessary, and probably more importantly, it had strong ties to the Catholic faith, which is something that the parliamentarians didn't want and decided to stamp it out. A law was officially passed in 1644 which officially abolished Christmas, making its celebration punishable. Yes, not only could you not celebrate it, but you would be legally screwed if you did. And back in those days, you don't want to be on the wrong side of the law, I'm telling you that right now. One key difference in belief that some people think Christmas should be about is fasting and being humble. However, that is a complete difference to what people celebrate Christmas for more so today, in the fact that you eat your own body weight in pigs in blankets. I love to know how many viewers have no idea what pigs in blankets are, and if you don't know what it is, I'd just Google it because you're missing out. They're fantastic. Parliamentarian Puritans made the holiday just like any normal day and stripped it away of any significance it had. In particular, any of the religious celebrations associated with Christmas. This was not met with the best response from the public, as many people in London even attacked shops for daring to open on Christmas Day. I suppose if you couldn't spend Christmas Day celebrating Christmas, then I guess you have to fill your time with something else, like vandalism. And with a lot of this happening in London, so I guess it is technically not breaking the law, because if you are treating it like any normal day, firebombing shops is just an everyday occurrence. There were in fact penalties if you were caught celebrating a religious holiday, such as Christmas or Easter, in particular if you attended a church gathering. However, a lot of people didn't really care and just carried on regardless, so the parliamentarians decided to step up their game. In 1657, the council urged the Mayor of London to get a grip on these celebrations and clamp down on this boisterous activity. Many people ignored the prohibitions and, as a result, were fined or arrested for their indiscretions. In particular, church ministers were threatened quite heavily if they decided to carry out sermons or church gatherings, and a lot of people still didn't care, and they just thought, well, screw Cromwell. But Cromwell was pissed. And you know what, it's just sad because a lot of people, they just want to spend time with their families and have a day off working and just forget about their problems and, you know, get on with doing the things they enjoy. In particular, because around that time the plague was going around London, so yeah, you'd think that they'd want to have something to at least get their minds off that. I mean, yeah. Times were bleak, and it was clear that there were great divisions among the people who thought very differently about what Christmas should be and what it should represent. This came to a head in 1647 in the town of Canterbury, where a town crier said that they would commit to the suppression of Christmas. The locals were understandably annoyed by this and decided to start a riot to drive him and the committee out of town. All I'm going to say is don't stand between an Englishman and his Yorkshire puddings on Christmas Day. That's all I'm saying. This led to a revolt, and despite the fact that they were warned many times that Christmas was cancelled, they decided to celebrate it anyway. Many people kept their traditions going, such as hanging up Christmas decorations, giving gifts to the poor, and drinking copious amounts of alcohol until they pass out on the floor. 3 things which I like to do. So in 1658, and the country was in complete turmoil, a surprise turn of events occurred where Cromwell actually died of natural causes, and this certainly shook up the establishment. By this point, King Charles II Electric Boogaloo came to power, and the Royalists retook the throne from the dictatorship of Cromwell. Not only did they re-establish the status quo, but they also brought back the previously banned traditions, such as Christmas, so everybody could freely celebrate the holiday like they had done so long before. Hooray! Christmas for everyone! Decorations can stay up. Everybody was happy and jubilant as to what had happened, and people were so happy, in fact, they decided to dig up Cromwell's body, hang his body up in chains, cut off his head and stick it on a spike in Westminster Abbey. Yes, I'm not making that up, that actually happened. A very Christmas miracle indeed. Yeah, the story took a bit of a dark turn at the end, I'm sorry to tell you that. Look, that last part, although true, wasn't mentioned in the articles, and I wanted to give you the full Christmas story as to what happened. There's no sugarcoating on this channel here. History can be pretty brutal at times. So you'd think that would be the end of the debate, but things reared their heads again when it came to the Pilgrims making their way to the Americas, who, believe it or not, were probably even more Puritan than Cromwell was. As a result, Christmas was not even a holiday in America for a long time, which is really strange. And well, as a matter of fact, those tea-drowning Yanks decided that Christmas was a little bit too English for them, and for the longest time was actually banned before, of course, being brought back because it's celebrated all over America. This was not actually a federal holiday until June 1870, so many years later. And after all these years, now we have polar bears drinking Coca-Cola and high street clothes fashion brands making Christmas adverts. It's all changed on its head quite a lot. And that is the end of this very Christmassy tale. Let's end the beheadings and have some mince pies. If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to be notified as soon as I upload my next video, be sure to hit the bell button. And if you've got any ideas for what topics you'd like me to discuss next, let me know down in the comments below. As always, sources used in the video will be in the description. Okay, so this, I believe, is the last video on the channel before the new year. So I hope you guys have an amazing Christmas and you really enjoy yourselves. And for those of you that don't celebrate Christmas, I just hope that you have a nice, relaxing day too. Get ready for Brain Spill 2.0. I'll see you guys in the next video. Fantastic. Thank you.